Hey everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. It is time to do a little classic. This is a Palm Springs classic. If you've ever been to Melvin's, you might have had this dish prepared tableside. I will try to do it justice. Steak Diane. I know it's not an Italian dish, but it's one that I love. I made it a couple of weeks ago and really enjoyed it, so I thought I'd make it again tonight here for all of us. So I have some nice filet medallions. They're a little on the thin side. I want them a little thicker, but that's okay. The guys cut them to my specifications. I said it should have said thicker. Then you pound them out a little bit. So they're over there. That's filet. So that's what you want. Nice cut. And then we've got butter and olive oil heating in the pan. So we're going to get started momentarily. Hello, Robert Chapman. But I've also got some mushrooms, some chopped shallots, a little garlic. So that's kind of beef is wave one, mushroom with garlic, shallots, and then mushrooms wave two. And then we flambe it with, hello Gidra, with a little brandy. I have some really nice brandy that we actually got up in Paso Robles. So that's what I'm using. Steak Diane is very traditional and use a nice Dijon mustard. I didn't understand what you typed there, Mike. And you're going to need a little Worcestershire sauce and some fresh chopped parsley, which I got, and a little heavy cream. Hello, Nan Tabasco. So anyway, I hope that you guys have had a good week thus far. It's Wednesday. I'm drinking some Empress Gin. And that will get me through the making of the dish. And then we'll switch to a little red wine for dinner. All right. Let's get started. Let me bring you on over here. Drop you down to where you can see what we're doing. There's the pan. All right, now, first thing we're going to do is just very quickly brown, and it's not going to take long because these are little, just going to brown this about a minute on the side. They're really thin. Perfect for light appetites. I'm just going to brown this in olive oil and butter. And then we're going to take it out and tint it with a little tin foil. It won't take long, I assure you. Next time, you want these about 3/4 of an inch thick. And these are more like a half. So we'll do one side. Oh, that one's a little thicker. That's a little better. And we'll flip them over. Just want to get a little sear on them. Not much. Let that go a little longer. I know, see, the flambéing is the fun part. I'm excited about it. So I got a couple of teaspoons of butter and about, a couple of tablespoons of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil. So that's how we're going to brown them. And then we're going to save all those delicious beef juices in the pan and use that as the basis as we continue on. Little salt and pepper. I salt and peppered the top side. Now that I flipped them, salt and pepper the back, the bottom. All right, let's check on them. I don't want to overcook them already. And they're still doing good. All right. Okay. You just want to let the, I do need a firefighter standing by. Hey, Scott Vining. Did you like the pizza oven last week, Scott? Mimo, how are you? When does your restaurant reopen, Mimo? And did you just reopen? Let everybody know. All right. I'm going to pull these in just a second because I don't want them to cook all the way through. All right. Very nice. So we've basically browned our filet medallions. These are really pretty. They're not going to be rare in the middle, I can assure you that. Okay. All right. Yeah, you got. I tell you, I love that pizza oven, and I think you will enjoy it. Okay, so we've got that. I'm gonna turn my heat down a little bit. I'm just gonna put these over here. Next, we're gonna be adding our other ingredients. Hello, Rob Will. First, we're gonna add a little garlic. I want the heat just a little lower so I don't scorch my garlic. Like I'm doing right now. All right, a little scorched garlic's not going to kill anybody. Okay, we got that. Now we're going to add our shallots. Yeah, Zoe, Mimo's is great. We love Mimo's, and this bar area is terrific. They renovated that, and it's just fantastic. All right, let's stir that in. We got olive oil, butter, some delicious drippings from our filet. Now, I'm just going to soften up my garlic and my shallots. And that's the basis of our sauce. You just do this for just a little bit. And I'm going to add just a... You can never go wrong adding more butter. So I'm going to add a little more butter because I like the butter. Hello, Diane Heffler. So we're going to stir that in. I hope my father-in-law, Roland, is watching. I haven't seen him online yet, but this is a dish I know he would enjoy. They're traditional diners. They love great stuff like this. Hello, Art. Art's multitasking. Art runs Persimmon Bistro down at the Palm Springs Museum. They're closed right now for a little summer hiatus, but they'll reopen soon. Art, when are you reopening? You can tell us. All right, we've got our shallots and garlic going. That looks pretty good. Hello, Lori. And now we're going to put in our mushrooms. So we got a little mushroom going on. So we're going to soften these up. I'm going to cook this for just a couple of minutes. Not real long. So we'll just stir that around. And let those mushrooms kind of absorb some of that wonderful flavor. Okay, Art says Persimmon Bistro reopens on September 29th. So he's got a little vacation going on. Fulvio's Pizza is served on 2 different pizzas. Fulvio's Italian sausage on 2 different pizzas there at the Persimmon Bistro. If you would like to stop in on the 29th when they reopen and order that, that would make me very happy. All right, we're just going to stir that in. We got those mushrooms softening up. Okay. This is the fun part. And we'll just hope that we don't burn down the house, because we got to flambe this and cook it down a little bit. Kill the flame. Add our cognac. Light our cognac. Oh, look at that. And we're just going to let that cook down a little bit. There's nothing like flambeing on a day when it was 116 degrees. Doesn't that look nice? Guinness, watch out. I don't want to catch the dog on fire. That would be a hot dog. All right, literally and figuratively. All right, so we're just letting that... Oh, there we go. I'm going to turn my flame back on. There we go. We still got a little flame going on in there. I'm just going to let that alcohol cook out of it. Like that. I've always got a towel nearby in case we get into trouble. You can throw that on it. So there we go. We just about got to cook down. Nice. And you see how that sauce is thickened up beautifully in there, huh? All right, there we go. Now we're going to let that simmer a little bit. Now we're going to add a couple of other things. Now, one thing I didn't mention, but I've got a little veal demiglace that's going to give the sauce a lot of body and flavor. Hello, Kristen Outlaw, my producer at KESQ. So we're going to add that in there. Just a little veal demiglace. Oh, that's nice. So we got that. Stir that in. Let that get nicely incorporated. Bring our heat back up a little bit. And then we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of cream. Hello, Cabby. How are you? Cabby down in Holden Beach, one of my favorite places. Cabby and I work together at WDBJ Television in Roanoke, Virginia. He, along with my father, always talked about the importance of compounded interest. Talking about our 401k. Important lesson. Okay, so now we've got a real nice cream base there, right? We're going to let that cook down. We've got the veal demiglace and the cream. We've got the wonderful brandy flavor, some onion or shallots, garlic, mushrooms. And we'll let that come up to temperature. In the meantime, we're going to add our mustard, the Dijon. Put that right in there. This is what gives it that distinctive flavor. This is really the secret ingredient in steak Diane. All right. There we go. A couple of tablespoons. You don't need a lot. Obviously a very powerful flavor, so you don't need a whole lot of it. Let's stir that in. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. Beautiful. I've got enough salt and pepper in there because I salt and peppered the meat, so I'm not going to add any more. Oh, I wish you guys could smell that. I got the veal demiglace at Gelson's, which is where I also got the filet, and the guys were kind enough to slice it to my specifications. So it's my fault they're a little thin. That was on me, not them. I'm going to add. Don't let my wife say this, but I'm just add a little parsley, just to give it a little color. Stir that in. Ah, yes. Now we're going to let that simmer for just a couple of minutes. Now this dish is traditionally prepared tableside, and so it's not supposed to take a long time. So we don't want to belabor the issue, which means also that you have to have the rest of your meal done when the steak is done. Luckily, my mashed potatoes are ready to go. So there we go. All right, we're going to let that simmer for just a moment. While it's doing that, I am going to grab my beverage. Once again, a little Empress gin, which is really good. Ah, very good. All right. Now, we brought that back up to temperature. I want you to see this. It's bubbling beautifully like that. Getting just a little brown on top. Keep stirring that. I'm going to turn the temperature down just a little bit. And now we're going to add back our fillets, thin though they may be. And we're going to just let them simmer in that sauce. And don't discard the juice from the plate. You want it in there. Oh, yes, there we go. Beautiful. I've got those in there getting nicely coated. We'll bring our temperature. Oh, that is nice tender beef. Whoops. Oh, the flambéed brandy, the mushrooms, a beautiful traditional steak Diane. And then we're going to let that kind of bubble along for just a couple of minutes until the steak is a little more done. Hello, Victoria. Hope you're doing well up in, where are you, Coeur d'Alene? I think that's where you went to for the summer. Some people escape the desert heat because some people are much smarter than I am. And I think that's where Victoria is. All right. So we're just about done with our steak Diane. We're going to serve that up with some mashed potatoes. I'll plate it here in just a second. All right. That is delicious. All right. I want to show you this. Bubbling along beautifully. Cooking our fillets in that wonderful, flavorful sauce. Oh, beautiful. Just the right consistency. All right, gang. This is what steak Diane is supposed to look like. Play. like that. And then we're going to grab ourselves a couple of these nice mushrooms and a little extra sauce, like that. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Steak Diane. And it's just that simple. It's just that easy. It does take a little planning and preparation. Come back over here. But it is ready to go. And it is a classic. Your guests will love it. Your family will love it. And it's got that tanginess of the Dijon, the creaminess of the cream, along with the richness of that veal demiglace, plus a little shallot, garlic, and mushroom. You guys are going to love it. So I will post the recipe. It's a very traditional recipe. I will also transfer this video to my YouTube channel, and I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe there. It doesn't cost anything. And so it would be cool if you did that. You can find a lot of other of my family recipes, including our family meatballs and all kinds of good stuff. So you can go to YouTube, and it's Patrick Evans in the kitchen. So I got to eat my Steak Diane before it gets cold. Cheers, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen. Check out the recipes. Check out the YouTube channel. And have a great rest of the week. I'm off Friday and Monday. And I'm just going to be in the pool, probably drinking a fair amount of Empress Gin and cooling off. Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you. Thanks, guys, for joining me in the kitchen.